All right, here we go. Episode 5, Power Wagon. This is my 1971 W200 4-wheel drive. Bring it on around. We'll just do a little walk around of this thing. It's the first time it's been out of the garage in a year and a half. Zoom in on that. Yeah. Look at this. They even put the Chrysler star on the Power Wagons. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, it's a former brush truck. We'll let me open the door here. Get a little look in here. I didn't take anything off of it. It's still got all the old call sign and everything. Bench seat. Still got the somewhat of a headliner. Dana 60 and a positive track out back, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely not a locker. And then there, of course, is the beauty of the swept line. Of course, got a little bit of rot down yonder. Still got the backup beeper on it. The original tailgate that I bent the crap out of with a round bale, because I thought, man, how cool would that be to haul a round bale in my 71 truck? Well, dummy, it wasn't very good because I rolled a round bale out and broke my tailgate. So, well, it used to be a perfectly shutting tailgate. Not so much now, but the original sticker, Auto sales, no longer in business. That truck was sold from them, and I was bought in April of 71, I believe is what the original title said. Obviously, this is not the bumper that came on this truck. That's actually a new old stock bumper that came out of Bill Gurdon Auto Sales' up there in the parts, where they had all their old parts and stuff. It was up there. A friend of mine ended up with it, so I bought it from him. Again, it's some more rot. I'm not going to show you the inside of the bed. There's a bunch of crap in the inside of the bed from its year and a half of sitting in the garage, but got the good Dana in it. These Steelies are not what I was running on the truck. It was it had white Steelies with they were 16.5s. So they'll give you an idea. And see if you can see it. Let me get you in closer. Bear with me in my unprofessional videoing. 21,000 original miles. It only had, I think, 19.5 or something on it when I bought the truck. But yeah, there she is. March of 71 when she rolled off the line. But walk around a little more again. Power Wagon. Now I'll show you the heartbeat of this. Let's come over here and do it like that. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. 318 pounds, cubic inches of pure unadulterated horsepower, ladies and gentlemen. The 318. And a giant antifreeze leak that's laying in the intake manifold. Oh, that's the stuff right there. That's the kind of stuff you don't see on them big time channels. Yeah, and then obviously the crappy replacement radiator, and this diesel lawnmower battery that I stuck in it. I'll get you an idea. Let's put my hand right here. See how big that dude is. But put Headman headers on this thing and put the 4-barrel on it. It was originally 2-barrel, you know, obviously in exhaust manifolds. But it was quiet and unresponsive, so that's why she got the, I believe it's a 600 Edelbrock, I think is why I bought that. And obviously we had, I don't know if you really need to, but you can't really see it back there, but I added that little spacer in on my throttle cable bracket to get it up higher to work with the 1-inch spacer on the eddy. But it's just got a couple thrusters out the back. These are, the Headmans didn't fit. They said they fit, and when they got here, that one tube on the driver's side, which you may not be able to see very good because, well, I'm running out of daylight and I want to get this video in. But still got the jack. I mean, this thing's pretty slick. I mean, you know, still got all the old, I mean, this truck's about as original, you know. The bumper on the front, I actually had a platform that extended out about 2.5 feet or more, and you can see where I had to go through and cut all the welds so I could get it back in on and reuse the front bumper. The rear bumper was not happening. Of course, this truck's got lockouts. You can see the old Dana lockouts. And this thing is actually has a closed knuckle. Now again, if poor lighting, you may not be able to see it, but it's a closed knuckle with drums. So I did do a video of it backing it out of the garage. But what happened was with this truck is I had started having issues with the fuel tank leaking, and just the brakes. The brakes ain't great, you know, drums all the way around. I think I got a bad master cylinder, even though I replaced that master. Maybe I haven't. Maybe that's not the one I've replaced in this truck. But it's going to have to be replaced, I believe. I believe it's leaking out of the back of it. So, what happened was I'm starting a side business in a way. It's what it's going to end up being. So I got to get the truck out because I need the room to work in the garage for fabricating and whatnot. So I lost about 10 minutes of footage with the truck, and the best part of, you missed the giant fireball that about burnt my hair smooth off and singed my eyebrows. That was a real hoot. And yeah, so end up being the points had a glaze on them. So I'll show you a points distributor and we'll go from there, and I'll show you what it looks like. You may have never seen a points distributor. I would say if you watch this channel, you probably have, but we'll show it to you anyway. And we're back. So I'm gonna show you the distributor so you get an idea what we're working with. So obviously this is a points distributor. You got your condenser and also your points, which as the distributor turns, the points work on a cam lobe. And they open up, and it's hard to see it open, but they just barely do. See, click, click, click. Yeah. So anyway, these little homeboys, they'll get a glaze on them. I guess you call it a glaze. And you have to file them. Which obviously, here's an electronic distributor. We'll put them side by side. I'll give you an idea of what we're working with. So sometimes the condenser will go bad, your points will get a glaze on them, and from sitting around, the coil goes bad. So I checked all the coil, did the 12 volt, checked it, the coil was throwing fire, and it was actually getting fire off of the coil wire. I thought the test light would work on it. That didn't work. So that was the but it ended up being, I found a file on my Leatherman that just was perfect. And I reached in there, filed the plug, boom. She roared to life. I think it's like 750 horsepower in this 318 from the factory. I think their factory rate is 750. Don't quote me on that. I could be off. I may be a little bit south of that number, maybe north. I don't know. So that's kind of the story of the Power Wagon. We can come around here and walk back around, and then we'll get in here and see if old dude will roar to life. Look at this inspection tag. I'll get in here and show you. 1980, the year I was birthed. That door is a real hoot. So we'll jump in here, fire this mother up. I just don't know how good the lighting is. I apologize. Let's just see how good it starts. It is a Grand A low. So here we go. Oh, she wanna. And ironically, when you drive this thing, this old truck, this is pretty much how it starts every time. A little cold natured because no choke. Yeah, you don't choke. Chokes are for sissies. But we got the original Warner locking hubs deal, and I think at one time it obviously had a water tank in the bed, so I'm assuming that the power takeoff came out of the transfer case to run the pump. Be my understanding. At least originally it did. I'm sure that as it got older they went away from that. But I believe, you look at this beautiful hole in the floor that they cut, I believe down here was the hole for the shifter to engage the power takeoff. So, but yeah, that is old red. Like I said, again, this is probably easily 700 horsepower truck. So that's what I love about, even, I mean, points is not supposed to be so outdated, but, and then I try to start it and start, you know. But that's the Power Wagon. We'll be taking this thing on a drive before long, because I got to get the brakes figured out. Definitely gonna need some bleeding in this old dude. The Steelies aren't staying. The one tire on the back, I got these, I traded for these Steelies, thinking I would want the Steelies on there. I was gonna sand them and paint them. I don't know. The tires are 265 75 16, and in the video I'll put them, the machine gunner, my son, driving the truck out in his grandpa's hayfield after they been a really nice, really beautiful day. Took this thing out. I just put it in 4-low first gear and let machine gunner just drive all over the field in it. But these are the tires that were actually, tires and wheels that were actually on it. So this is getting ready to go back to being a dually once again. So when it returns to duallyism, this thing gets his tires back, I guess, I assume. I don't know. I'd like to hear people's opinion on it. You know, comment on it if you think, man, if you think you like the painted Steelies and the skinny. I'm a little over, I'm not so much a fan of how skinny the tires are. I might want to step up to a 285 just to get a little bit bigger tire, a little wider tire on these wheels. But I mean, the wheels ain't all banged up. They're a little pitty, but they'll clean up pretty good. All right, we're gonna wrap this deal up and stride off into the sunset. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate everyone who's tuned into this channel and subscribed to it, liked it, and shared it. I really appreciate it. We are trying for the drive for 500 there, to try to get 500 subscribers, so I take the Dart to the No Name Nationals, Dart Sport to the No Name Nationals. But you know, if we don't get it, we don't get it. I'm about 6 years late on the whole YouTube thing. So it's going to be hard with all the content that's out there to probably capture enough attention to get that. But hey, who knows? One day we might wake up and have 1,000 subscribers and just monetize this deal, and then we'll start buying some hot rod parts. But probably not. Anyway, this truck, I guess it's 10 or 11 years now. I've had it, and Dad had it probably a hot minute. He probably had it about a year before I bought it from him. But yeah, the fire department was replacing it. They got donated a newer truck. So our cousin on the fire department let Dad know that it was coming up on basically a silent auction, I guess is what you would call it, but it's a one and done deal. You come in and put your cash number in and what you're willing to give for it, and then high bidder gets the truck at the end of the time whenever they close the bid down. So Dad, in fact, the guy before Dad, I think, is the one they told the story, come in and made the bid, didn't get it. He tried to write another bid, and they told him to kick rocks. That wasn't the deal. So fortunately, Dad won the bid, and I drove it home. And I got to drive it home, actually. But it originally had the white Steelies on it with the 16.5s. And if you've ever owned a 16.5, when them dudes go flat, they come off the wheel, Jack. So there's no safety beat on a 16.5 wheel. So that's one reason I got rid of them, sold them, and then I went to the Dick CPEC wheels that's you've seen on the old diesel over here. But they'll probably go back on this truck just because, like I said, unless everyone thinks I should paint the Steelies. If I get enough people makes me consider it, I'll paint the Steelies. And of course I have to change the tires because these tires got one of them's egg shaped, but they're just good for in and out of the garage when I need the room. So, but yeah, that's Dad got the bid. I don't think Dad ever really intended to keeping the truck. I think he just bought it because he knew I would love to have it and didn't have the money at the time. So it took me a hot minute. It took me a little while to wake up the money to buy this deal, but when I got it, I've had it, and I'll probably keep it the rest of my life too. But my son loves it. He'd be heartbroken if I sold it. So it'd have to be some pretty dire times before I put it up for sale. But I'm gonna put a trailer hitch on it and trailer lights, and I'm gonna wire for trailer lights and everything, because I would like to be able to tow the dart, because they used to do a nostalgia race at US 60 Dragway in Hardinsburg, Kentucky. But I've got new owners over there, so I don't know if there will be a nostalgia race. But an hour behind the wheel of a 71 Power Wagon, 3/4 ton, 4-speed with no power steering. Yeah, you earn it, Jack, let me tell you. But, so I don't know if I'd want to drive it. Definitely wouldn't be driving it to Missouri for the National. We'll use the diesel for that. But, yeah, I guess that's about everything I can think of on this deal. If you got any comments or any questions, put them in, comment, let me know. I appreciate it. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscriptions, liking and sharing, and we'll try to keep making these things. So hope you enjoyed the Power Wagon. We'll catch you down the road. Later.